Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Toasty here, and welcome back to another video. I know, long hiatus again on the break, but today, to make it up for you, I'm here with somebody very, very special. Now, this individual is someone that I have looked up to for a long time, ever since he began working for a team that now holds one of the records of being the extensive, the most beautiful, the most just amazing mod in Minecraft history. Ladies and gentlemen, Oscar Payn, the lead artist for the Aether II, is here with me right now, and we're going to answer some questions. So, First of all, let's just get this interview already. How are you doing today, Oscar? I'm
doing very well, thank you. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
It's a nice sunny night time in England, so yeah.
What time is it for you right now? Because it's like 6:31 for me.
It's about 11:30 at night, I think. Yeah, 11. It's night time.
It's night time. Tobuscus, so much Tobuscus. But, anyways, dude, it's seriously seriously I can't even speak. A pleasure to be with you today. I never even thought that I would be actual Aether TeamSpeak talking to you. Never would I thought that I'd be asking you questions. So let's get this started. I have this note pad here with me. So my first question for you, Oscar, is how did you begin? Like not Aether wise, but how did you spark your love for drawing?
This is actually a pretty cool story. Like, my mother is an artist as well. And I guess naturally from an early age I had a certain amount of talent with drawing and creative stuff. But throughout like the first stages of school, like everyone was like, don't draw, stop drawing, you need to focus on work and stuff. But I just kept drawing and drawing. And I think like for the past 12 years, I think I've only had about 2 or 3 days where I haven't gone, like, where I haven't drawn in during the day. So it's been like about 12 years of constant practice. And like, as that developed, I started to get inspired by different comic book artists and different game studios' work and stuff. And it slowly just built up my style, which to this day everyone says is very unique and very iconic and stuff. But so yeah.
It is. When people say that your artwork is very iconic, seriously, you can tell that's Oscar's. Just by looking at it, just by the visual style of it, with all the nice little details in the lines and the shapes. You know, it's unique.
I think it's been described as like neat but messy at the same time.
But it works.
Yeah.
It works so well, and it captures what the Aether mod is. I actually have the Aether mod installed for a little bit of a visual effect. However, I'll probably just be standing around, not really doing anything because my frame rate is horrible. That'd be ideal. But anyway, so on to the next question. How did you sort of find out about the Aether mod?
Right, this is actually something that I've told a lot of people is I completely credit my position on the Aether team at Guilty Games to the YouTuber Venom, because I was a big fan of his, and then I saw his Aether series, and immediately I was hooked on it. I loved the look of everything. Back then I had no idea how to install mods or anything. So I just started watching other people's series, and then I ended up finding their Facebook page, and I started looking at all of their development videos and stuff. And yeah, so like Venom is how I found the Aether, and I completely credit him with the discovery of it.
That's fantastic. I watched the full series of Venom's series. Actually, after last night, after we were talking, I went back and I watched those videos. And I can see why you were hooked. It was so simple. It was such a a simple and clean, polished looking mod, and it looked like it was straight from the game. You know, just
Yeah,
looking
I think
back on it.
that's one thing I loved, like I've always loved, is how fitting it feels within the game. That's actually one thing that I've had some criticism of is my textures in games sometimes deviate from Minecraft's style and kind of go more into like a comic booky look, which deviates from that vanilla look of it. But yeah,
Well, that's what makes it unique.
Yeah, like I think the reason there haven't actually been many texture changes so far since the Aether one is because Mutation really is the update where we're going to be focusing on visual updates and things. So that's where it's going to be my time to shine.
Exactly, and you know, you have made some of the most iconic textures of Minecraft mod history. Have you ever seen, do you know what Papercraft is? That website.
Yeah.
Have you ever typed in Aether?
I have, yeah. I saw, there was the Labyrinth Eye boss Papercraft thing, and I just looked at that and was like, oh, that's insane. How can people make that out of folding pieces of paper and cut it? Oh, like, as skilled with like drawing as I am, I admire people who can use their hands to craft things and stuff. That's just really impressive. I love it.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually, a year ago, I actually created a little Aether scene with my little ender toy that, I actually bought myself. I made like a cute little scene, and he had a gravitite pickaxe in his hand. He looked like he was ready to fight, you know, the slider, and it was, oh man, like that's the community that you guys have created as of now, the Aether team, and Gilded Games, your new company, but this one's actually a little bit random, but if there's one thing you could remove from the Aether mod, what would it be?
Zephyrs, definitely.
But Zephyrs are so cute!
Like, people seem to love them, which is why I hate them so much, because their model is horrible. If you've taken a look at their texture sheet, it's just a massive blank piece of blue, which makes it impossible for me to retexture it. It's also functionally useless. So it rubs me the wrong way. I'd like it to be removed because it also doesn't fit in with the lore at all, which is something that very important to me.
Yes, and I actually will be asking you one question or two about the lore in this in a couple of minutes, but you know, even if you think it's a failure, the community loves the idea of a Zephyru.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys can make it work. Like, at first, when I first played the Aether and I saw that creature, I was like, oh crap, is it gonna Buckaroo kick me off? Like the Aether Islands? If you guys can do something with that and make it hostile, dude, that would be great. That would be awesome. Just like have them like jump up and kick you off the island.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, but like, because people like so much, I don't think it's going to get removed, but we'll definitely focus on giving it more actual like function within the game.
Okay, all right, like that. I think putting Zephyros in the mod to use would be a fantastic idea on your guys' part, because much like this is gonna be a really bad comparison here. Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. He's a lovable, iconic character of that franchise, and is probably like the most like recognized thing. Like if you ask me, just say Aether in front of me, the most iconic thing and I kid you not, the most iconic thing to me is the gloves. As random as that is, I loved it. I just love the idea of gloves and extra armor. I don't know why. I just felt like playing vanilla, I'm just like, man, I really wish I had something to cover up my hands. As ironic as that sounds, you know.
I remember forgetting that gloves weren't part of vanilla, going back to the console version of Minecraft and desperately trying to craft some diamond gloves to finish my armor set, and I was like, why can't... are they not added yet? And then I suddenly went, oh, that's the Aether mod, isn't it?
I did the same exact thing. I have the same exact story with me trying to build the... I have the same sort of story. And I felt like an idiot afterwards that I found out it wasn't a part of the game. It was just an extension. Now, this next question is sort of along the lines of what you'd like to be removed. If there was one texture that you could absolutely just wipe the slate clean and start from scratch, what would it be?
Oh, this is a... Yeah,
because all your textures are beautiful. I love every single thing, from the cute little baby pink sweat, which I'm showing right now, to the Valkyrie armor, which is pretty sick. Actually, no, I'm gonna grab a pair of that right now.
Oh, that's actually because of most of the textures that I would answer that I've already changed, and like ice stone was a big problem for a while. Like, of course, I've fixed it now, but, you know, story time, like, because ice stone used to be just a grayscale glowstone, and when we were developing the Aether II properly, I was asked to, like, remove all of the, like, recolors and stuff, because we wanted to have, like, unique textures.
Yep.
So I envisioned ice stone as, like, this kind of, like, blue crystals encased in ice, encased in stone, and when I textured it, it just ended up just looking like chalk, and it was the most horrible texture I have ever produced. The latest one is like a bit better, but I'd say ice stone has been my biggest issue with the mod, trying to get that to look right.
I quite like the new ice stone texture, to be honest with you.
I'm content with it, but it's still not quite there in my opinion. Like, it looks good as a block, but it's not quite what I want it to look like. That makes sense.
Well, I mean, everything that you've made in this mod looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, it fits so well.
Yeah, I think my favorite texture that I did was the Skyroot crafting bench.
Oh,
that was one of the
yes.
earliest ones I did, and I still love it. It's one of my favorite blocks.
I'm gonna show that right now. Look how amazing this crafting table looks. Like, this is pure Aether material right here. Look at this. It functions the same, but I like it. That's great. Like, when I saw that you could make like Skyroot crafting tables now instead of just regular crafting tables, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I think like, yeah, that's one of the things that is kind of interesting with the Aether is balancing like recut content from vanilla Minecraft and putting an Aether spin on it and making new content. Because I'm sure you've seen the constant requests for like Aether creepers and Aether dragons and stuff that we've kind of put our foot down and gone, no, we want to be original. But then there's like functional stuff like crafting benches, beds, furnaces, I guess, and like stuff like that we functionally need, but we need to put an Aether spin on it. In the case of course, crafting bench and beds, it's just an Aether-y texture on the normal one. But like with furnaces, of course, we have the equivalent, which is the altar, which is kind of a more traditional, like, taking the mechanics and kind of like working around them kind of thing.
Yeah, I quite like the altar, and like the best thing I think that you've ever done is the Sliders Labyrinth Totem.
Yeah, I do like that. I do really like because I modelled that as well.
Dude,
Yeah.
fantastic job on your part. Seriously, dude. That it looked menacing when I first saw it, and I think I peed myself when I first like played it and saw it and wondered what it was. Like I was afraid to go in it. Like I had full gravitite and everything on it, and I was still afraid. Like it's menacing and I love it so much.
Yeah, I think it represents kind of the power of the Sliders Labyrinth very well. Because instead of it just being like a door heading down into the area, it's like something that physically like teleports you through into it, which just
Which also shows a little bit of some of the lore that you explained. Which actually brings us to our next question. If you are comfortable, would you like to at least explain some of the Sliders Labyrinth lore to the people who are viewing this video right now?
Sure thing. I think a lot of this information is public somewhere, but it's not exactly readily available. So, yeah, like, a lot of the kind of ideas behind the lore of the Aether isn't exactly easy to interpret in-game yet. So the idea behind the Sliders Labyrinth in the world is they were vaults and like kind of storage facilities made by the Valkyries for dangerous weaponry and dangerous items, which is why the loot that you get there is so powerful. And they built these giant autonomous stone machines called the Sentries to guard these areas, and of course their most powerful one being the Slider. But yeah, it's both a facility to keep dangerous items in, and also in a way kind of a trial for people who want to take it on, because it's always open to the public in a way. But still, I can't imagine the Valkyries would be very happy if you just